Okay, I need your help with this. This is not a copy pasta. This is a long read, but I felt like my safety or well-being could very well depend on it. This, this is a video game creating suffering by your mass, and this is the creepiest shit that has ever happened to me in my entire life. After having said that, I recently moved into my dorm room, starting as a sophomore in college, and a friend of mine gave me his own Nintendo 64. To play, I was stoked. To play, to say least, at the least, I could finally play all of those old games of my youth that I hadn't touched in at least a decade. This Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and rather slotty copy of Super Smash Bros. And while beggars can't be choosers, needless to say it didn't take long until I became bored of beating up the level 9 CPUs. At least I decided to go to drive around and through neighborhoods. About 20 minutes or so of campers hitting up the local garage sales, hoping to score on some that I guess from parents. I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium GoldenEye, hell yeah, and Zero, and two other controllers for $2. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the neighborhood when one last house caught my attention. I, I still have no idea why I did it. There were no cars there, and only one table was set up with random junk on it. On it, but something sort of drew me there. I usually trust my gut on these things, so I got out of the car and greeted was greeted by the old man. His outward appearance was, for a lack of better word, displeasing. It was odd. If you asked me to tell you why I thought he was displeasing, I could tell you. Couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about him that put me on edge. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that if it wasn't in the middle of the afternoon and there were other people within shouting distance, I would not have mind of thought approaching the man. He flashes twisted smile and asked what I was looking for, and immediately I noticed that he must be blind in one of his eyes. His right eye had glazed over and looked about. I forced myself to look at his left eye, instead trying not to offend, and asked him if he had any old video games. I was really wondering how I could politely excuse myself from this situation when he could tell me he had no idea what a video game was. But to my surprise, he said he had a few ones in an old box. He assured me he'd be back in a jiffy, and turned to head back into the garage. As I watched him hobble away, I couldn't help but noticing what he was selling on his table. A litter across his table were rather particular paintings, better artworks, and all that looked like blocks that a cyclist might show you. Curious, I looked through, and I was obvious why no one would visit this guy garage sale. These were exactly as aesthetic and prism as I came to the last one. For some, all of Jamora mass the same heart-shaped body with little flakes shooting outward. Internally, I just thought that since I was secretly hoping to find a game that these garage sales sometimes around is BSing me, was projecting myself into the ink blocks. But given the events that have happened toward, I'm not so sure. Now, I could have asked the man about it. I wish I could. I wish I would have asked the man about it. So I guess this will be picking up for part 2. And I hope you guys enjoy a little creepypasta. And I hope you guys have a good day. And yeah, there will be part 2 of this creepypasta. Ben Drown, I think. So I hope you guys have it. Have a good day. Sorry if I was stuttering or that's something that was the whole point. So I love you all. Have a good day. See you guys later.